is not based on a new moon in Leo. It's based on a new moon in Cancer, which was on 20th of July in 28 degrees Cancer, opposite Saturn. So yeah, I think this coming full moon here has a very tense relationship to the new moon, because it's sort of, in terms of element, it doesn't sit well. What we have with the new moon that started this cycle is very much a theme of clan, of family, of ties that are related to the past, and very much a sense as well of personal responsibility. Whereas now this particular full moon, it's much more about indeed friendship. It's about the ties that we have created ourselves, the people that we have brought into our lives that are not connected to the family. And also with the full moon square Uranus and Mercury now actually in the position that the sun and moon were at the new moon. And Mercury now is in 28, I believe, of Cancer, and about to oppose Saturn also on the day of the full moon. So you can see how there's certain themes there being picked up again. And I think it's a theme very much with Saturn, the old way of doing things, the old approach to situations, the old feeling of duty and, you know, things that we feel obliged and this is our responsibility. And then what we have with this full moon now is that sun in Leo, moon in Aquarius, and the square to Uranus, which is much more about forging new ties, breaking with the past, and with Mercury opposite Saturn definitely as well. This sense, how did I say it, of recognizing where we are caught in mental traps, where it's a case of same old record, mental anguish as a result, and recognizing a need perhaps to break with the past, to break with our idea of what responsibility is about, what we have to do, being prepared to rethink that and re-examine it with the opposition. And therefore as well to release, to let go of things. That's very much about Uranus. It's sort of saying free your mind, free things up, let go of stuff, so then you've got more space for something new. And that's definitely, I think, the case with Mercury opposite Saturn. So this particular new moon is, I think, as I said, very much caught up with that second new moon that we just had in Cancer. And interestingly, the next new moon, of course, will be in Leo, and that's on the 19th of August. And that new moon is trine Mars and trine the North Node. So we've got a grand trine in the next new moon. But this, it's tying up loose ends. I did feel that that new moon in July was there was a lot of, you know, there were new things coming through, but they were new things that had to do with the death of the old, you know, like when someone dies or something is changed forever and there's no going back. There is a new beginning in that, of course, but it's not the kind of new beginning we might wish for ourselves. So we're kind of now in the square phase of that new moon. And with Uranus in the picture, it's very much about the new, room for the new. And that, I think, we see emphasized on Tuesday with Venus conjunct the North Node, Venus now in Gemini, air sign, North Node in Gemini. So the North Node is always about, you know, new connections, new people, new energy coming through. And Venus, yeah, it's kind of a chatty, gossipy, you know, out and about sort of Venus conjunct the North Node. What we also see, though, on Tuesday, which is a bit more tricky, I think, is we're starting to see Mars, who's a player now. I've got various articles that I've written on Mars, this long stay of Mars coming up in Aries, one on the CIA, Cosmic Intelligence Agency website, if you're interested to look. But Mars square Jupiter, so Mars is starting now to engage with the Capricorn planets. And Jupiter is the first of the three that Mars will now hit. And this has an aggressive edge, right? This has, you know, Mars in Aries can be quite militant, my way or the highway. You know, he has that force to, you know, impose his view. It's kind of, and it can be rough and kind of, yeah, you know, Street Fighter Mars in Aries. It's a kind of combative sort of Mars. And then, yeah, square Jupiter. My philosophy is not your philosophy. I'll fight for what I believe in, you know. And there's that element of excess because we're talking Jupiter. So, you know, excess in sex, in work, and aggression. So what we need to sort of bring in there is some temperance, you know, breathe, you know, kind of get into the heart, get into the sun, the solar, you know, the big-heartedness. And Yeah, and then that energy of release, let go of things. Yeah, don't get caught up in the energy of the aggressor. You know, try and sort of find a way forward that doesn't involve, you know, imposing your view of things, your philosophy on other people. Wednesday, Mercury moves into Leo, which is quite an interesting shift. So we see the inner planets this week changing their allegiances, and the inner planets are very much about the inner landscape. It's what we think, it's what we are, what's going on inside ourselves, very much, you know, on a very personal, individual, in me, this is what I think sort of level. So Mercury, when it's in Cancer, it is as well, you know, it's kind of tying in again into that sort of, you know, second new moon we had in Cancer on July the 20th. It's still caught up in Cancer with, you know, old ways of doing things, you know, the kind of things that you inherited, you know, the feeling sort of responses that you were almost, you know, programmed with, you know, from childhood. And, you know, but Mercury in Leo, in the light of everything else that's going on, Mercury in Leo here is very much about tapping into that sun in Leo. You know, what's my authentic self want? What is my heart saying to me? Where do I where can I find new inspiration? Fire signs are not concerned with the past. Yesterday's gone. The fire signs are very much about saying to us, let's move forward, let's find a vision, let's head on out there, you know. And let's face it, in terms of the outer planets, there's no fire there now. So we do have to do it ourselves. We have to find some inspiration within, because it's not really coming from out there at the moment. Although I must say, I do like the new moon on the 19th of August. So yeah, we see Mercury goes into Leo, then we have Wednesday, Neptune and Moon conjunct in Pisces. Friday, Moon moves into Aries, bit of fire there, and then Venus moves into Cancer. So yeah, Venus in Cancer as well, it's what's close to the heart. What does the heart hold dear? You know, quite often it's the family, it's, you know, it's people. And this can be, thinking again to Raven Caldera, this being the friendship moon, this full moon. Venus in Cancer as well, it's not just about family. I mean, we create our own family, you know, we have a family of friends around us, we have a family of people that we have, you know, kind of birthed ourselves that are near and dear to us. So it's very much about what the heart holds dear, Venus in Cancer. But we know further on down the line, Venus too is going to have a hard time. She's going to be squaring Mars. She's going to be opposite all the Capricorn planets. So it's a moment when Venus goes into Cancer. It's on the axis of the world there, 0 degrees Cancer. Just remember what your heart holds dear on that day, on Friday, and really, you know, take things to heart and place them there and anchor them there. And then, yeah, we get into the weekend, we see the moon goes into Aries, so we're going to get, you know, moon conjunct Mars, we're going to get square to Pluto, square to Saturn. So there is definitely a militant Mars aggressive edge to this week now, starting to come through, the fighting mentality, you know, the sort of, yeah, as I say, Mars and Aries can be crude, you know, it can be really kind of, certainly, and Mars square, you know, Saturn, Pluto, yeah. Yeah, this is you know, this is the street fighter, as I said. This is the gloves off. So I think there is energy that we have to negotiate and that we have to learn to handle, if you like. But in general, I think the theme coming through here is out with the old, on with the new, but at the same time, you know, finding our own source of inspiration within, because that light is the light that can take us forward at the moment. Okay, that was my look at the week. Have a good one. Bye.